From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Today is Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Today is the 9th of September, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And Pat, where are we?
We are at the Wayne County Landfill.
Wayne County Landfill in the southern part of Wayne County. I suppose this is a Dudley address.
It is.
But everything works out of this office. Now, there's the landfill, and there's a whole bunch of other areas called, what are they called? The containment sites. The site.
Convenience centers.
Convenience centers is what I meant to say. Thank you. Located, I think there's 12 or 13 all over Wayne County. But this is where everything starts and actually ends up, right here at the Wayne County Landfill. You see the office behind us here. The office, and of course there's all sorts of specific areas that you would bring items for the landfill. They actually accept floor covering, carpeting. They accept tires. A lot of places don't even take tires anymore. Yard waste, and in fact sometimes they even have amnesty days where you can bring in things that are not recyclable and not be charged, but I don't know when that is. So be listening for an Amnesty Day announcement coming up sometime within the next year.
I think the next one's in October.
The next one's in October. I think you're right about that. But anyway, our thanks to Tim Rogers and the staff out here for letting us come by and talk about the landfill and bring you today's program. It is warm, to say the least. It is warm here in the Wayne County area, but now temperatures will be cooling off. They will be cooling off sometime this year. Anyway, moving along here, I got to mention this. Wayne Community College will hold this Sunday in honor of the public safety personnel who lost their lives while responding to the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. Wayne Community College's paramedic class and BLET, Basic Law Enforcement Academy, will climb 78 floors this morning. They're going to do that today. The climb, which has become an annual event at the college, pays tribute to the professionalism and bravery of the first responders. It is particularly poignant this year, the 15th anniversary of the attacks. Everything will begin with a short introduction at 9 this morning in Moffitt Auditorium in the Wayne Learning Center. That's the main building on campus there at Wayne Community College, on the college's main campus in Goldsboro. Paramedic instructor Dave Kudebeck will talk about the events of 9/11 and the meaning of the run. Now, following the ceremony, students as well as the emergency medical, fire, and law enforcement professionals who wish to join the climb will go into the Pine Building to suit up and gather for a moment of reflection. Now, this is a major event at Wayne Community College. As it mentioned, they do this every year. The 78 floors of students and their instructors will climb mark the highest level the first responders were able to reach in the World Trade Center's South Tower before that tower collapsed. Now, the paramedic students will wear turnout gear and carry equipment such as tanks and hoses that add up to 50 to 75 additional pounds that they'll have to carry. This is a major event starting this morning at 9 o'clock at Wayne Community College. And I can't get my fingers.
Are you turned upside down?
I'm all upside down here. What is that all about right there? Tell me about that.
Shelton Smith will be at the Wayne County Public Library on September the 12th, which is
Monday.
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 Yeah, Monday.
Yeah.
From 6 to 7 p.m. and he will be reading the book Wayne the Bell. Not you, Wayne.
Oh, yes.
Wayne the Bell.
Wayne the Bell.
Yes.
Okay. That's Monday, this coming Monday.
Yes.
All right. Do we know what time he's going to start?
6 to 7 p.m.
Oh, you said that.
I did.
Yeah, okay. All right. We got bugs again. Okay.
This is not the same paper.
No, that's a new one.
Yeah,
That's a new one.
That's a rule me out.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay, well, it was
Yep.
upside down, too. Okay, what else do we have here? We've got all kinds of stuff going. There's a lot of new stuff going on. From DOT. Don't ask me how to spell it. Beginning this month, September, drivers of North Carolina with North Carolina driver's license already who wants to renew their driver's license will no longer be required to retake a test on the identification of road signs.
Woohoo.
You got that? So if you're renewing your driver's license beginning this month, you will not, when you're taking the test, you will not have to take the test on the road signs. And that's a good thing. Now, if you're just now getting your driver's license for the first time, you got to do it.
You know, you can also go online and renew your license.
Yes, I know you can, but for people, some people like to go out and do it at the driver's license office. They like to do that. All right. People continue to bring in refuse here. Okay, volunteers are needed across the state to prepare for litter sweep. Litter sweep is coming up from September 17th to October 1st. Volunteers from across North Carolina joining forces with the NCDOT, that's Department of Transportation, starting September 17th to kick off the annual Fall Litter Sweep campaign. The program brings together adopt-a-highway groups, local businesses, civic organizations, and others to beautify their communities by removing litter from the state's highways. I'm embarrassed sometimes to drive down a Wayne County street or roadway, see all the trash. I'm telling you like it is. We should be mad as we can be about that. If you see somebody throwing trash out of their vehicle, out into the highway or the roadway or something like that, you need to report them because it's against the law. They can be fined heavily, and it just burns me up.
Tell us how you really feel.
It burns me up. I can't believe people throw trash out of their cars. And the closer you get to, I'm not blaming fast food restaurants. I'm blaming the people who throw the trash out. The closer we get to fast food restaurants in any point in Wayne County, you see more and more trash being thrown out or having been thrown out. So stop that. Don't do that. Burns me up. Also, coming up.
You can thank our Wayne County Sheriff's Department. They do.
You know what? They
Go out and
do.
pick up.
They do a great job. They do a great job. Jeff Sparrow, he is the enforcement officer, litter enforcement officer. He gets people straightened out, and our Wayne County Sheriff's officers do as well. But they don't see everything.
That's true.
Burns me up.
Is that microphone on? Is that microphone on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? You didn't think it was on?
No.
Testing 1 2. See, it's on.
Okay.
You know how I can tell?
You can't.
I can't. Go Wayne, go. Go Wayne, go. The schedule for this fall, they have a fall schedule, and this is a self-enforcement thing. You get out and you walk yourself, okay? At Wayne Memorial Hospital, the first Saturday, this is all beginning September 10th. That's tomorrow.
It is.
Tomorrow at Wayne Memorial Hospital, a 2-mile trek from the parking lot of Wayne Memorial Hospital near the pond behind it there. And then the following week at Walnut Creek Village.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is that the first Saturday?
It says first Saturday.
Yeah, but is this Saturday the first Saturday?
Well, it says starting September 10th.
Okay.
We will continue
Go
our
ahead.
self-led walk series. If it's not right, I'm reading it as they sent it to me. If you have any questions about this, you can go to gowayngo.org. Gowayngo.org. These walks will be on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock in predetermined locations around Wayne County. And I know they've already done this at that location. And then the Walnut Creek Village, meeting at the pool, 9 o'clock. And then the following Saturday at Waynesboro Park, meet at the back parking lot. And then the fourth Saturday, Mount Olive Walk. And you can go on gowayngo.com and get all this information. What a beautiful day. It is a Friday. Wayne Community College to hold part-time job and volunteer fair. That's coming up very soon. 30, count them, 28, 29, 30 businesses and nonprofits participating in Wayne Community College's first part-time job and volunteer fair next week. This is September 14th. The fair, which is open to the public at no charge, will be held at 10 o'clock till 12:30 Wednesday of next week, September 14th, at the Wayne Learning Center in the atrium. That's the big building, the main building with the flagpoles. The event is for those, quote, who need a good part-time job or want to gain experience by volunteering for a nonprofit organization. So if you need a part-time job or you want to volunteer for a nonprofit, you need to go to this. If you want more information, you can call Ms. Johnson at 919-739-7005. 739-7005. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, it's Friday.
Yay.
Yeah. Let me take a moment to remind everyone that this Sunday is the anniversary of 9/11. And as you'll hear Vic mention a little later on in the program, everyone knows where they were when they first heard the announcement about the planes in New York and in Pennsylvania crashing into the Twin Towers or crashing on the ground. We'll ask you to reflect, remember, say a prayer, a moment of silence. We will go to our interview. Is that okay?
Yes.
According to our producer, yes. We can go to our interview now. We'll be back on Wayne Goldsboro Television after this. Today we're very honored to be at the new Cherry Hospital here in Goldsboro, Wayne County, North Carolina, USA. And we're very honored also to have Mr. Lucky Welsh with us, the CEO, right?
Correct.
And Dr. Stephen Peters, the head of the psychology department.
Hey, Wayne. Good to be here with you this morning.
Great to have you with us. Wow, what a beautiful facility. Aren't we proud?
We are very proud. It's an outstanding facility.
Now, the ribbon cutting was last week, I believe.
That's correct.
And everybody showed up, including the governor.
The governor showed up. 300 or 400 people were here to celebrate that historic day.
Wonderful event. Now, we're a few years behind on opening, but through some missteps and for whatever reason, we are open now.
Well, that's exactly what we're focused on now, getting ready for the patients to move into this new facility.
And is that the last thing to do now?
Last thing to do. We are now going through our process of training and retraining and getting ready. On the last week of September, we'll be moving all the patients into the new facility.
How many patients approximately do we?
There'll be about 170 patients moved during that week.
And I understand that the capacity of the bed space has improved greatly here.
Oh yes, over time we'll be increasing it to over 300 beds, about 313 beds over time, as we're able to recruit physicians and nurses and psychologists and social workers and all the people that's necessary to staff this beautiful facility.
And is that an ongoing task at the moment?
It's an ongoing task. Yeah, Dr. Peters is recruiting psychologists as we speak, and we're always looking for good people to come serve our people here that we serve.
Wonderful, and I would presume that you're searching internationally as well.
Oh yes.
You know, we have a specified recruiter whose job it is to go, and she is going nationally at least, to really find where the talent is, people who want to move to Eastern North Carolina, who want to work at Cherry Hospital, and has been very successful. I'm very pleased with some of her success so far.
Mr. Welsh, give me a little background on Cherry Hospital for anyone who may be new to the area, just very briefly.
You know, Cherry Hospital was really formed back in 1880. It was identified at that point, the General Assembly gave the funds to build a new facility in Eastern North Carolina, and it was really for the people with African American descent, and it was called the Hospital for the Colored Insane, and this was back in 1880, and it existed that way for many years until the Civil Rights Act in 1964, and so then all facilities in North Carolina were integrated at that point, and we became the Hospital for Eastern North Carolina. There are two others that serve other parts of the state, but we are the Eastern North Carolina State Psychiatric Hospital.
So this covers, as you say, Eastern North Carolina, all the counties from the Virginia line to South Carolina line.
It's 38 counties.
38 counties.
Just about everything from I-95 to the coast. It's not exact, but it's a pretty good estimate. If you look at where Interstate 95 goes on over, that's pretty much our service area.
A lot of misconceptions about a hospital like this. What are some of the misconceptions you hear?
Well, you know, people look at a mental health facility, and we suffer, as they do, the stigma of mental illness.
Exactly.
And as people think of Cherry Hospital, I think of those are the people there that have mental illness. What people don't understand is that these people are just like anyone else. Mental health touches everyone, every family in North Carolina. When 20% of the population has some form of maybe minor depression or anxiety or major mental health disease, it affects every family, it affects everyone. And I would say that most people who are watching this, they could relate to someone they know who has a mental illness of some type.
You know, Steve, being a doctor of psychology, a lot of people wouldn't consider plain old depression as being a mental illness.
Right, and and depression is the most prevalent psychiatric disorder that people experience. Anxiety disorders probably come a close second, but depression is clearly the most prevalent. But Jerry is here for the most complex, the most difficult, the most severe depressions, and then other types of illnesses, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. We really treat the most complex, the most difficult circumstances that an individual can find themselves in.
The thinking at one time was that if someone was placed in a mental institution, that they were locked behind the door and the key was thrown away and you never saw them again. Tell me about that.
Yeah, and now we have our adult acute admissions is a more short-term length of stay, sometimes as much as a few weeks, could go a month or so. And then we do have a long-term unit, and that can get into several months, many months, a few years even. But the idea that we're looking for reintegration back into the community, a community placement, if you will. A lot of folks go home. The treatment's very successful. I always say that one of the most exciting parts of my job is I sometimes see people at the very beginning of treatment. They come in under pretty difficult circumstance and they're not doing well. And then sometimes in just a few short weeks later, they're back on their feet, they're doing well, they're ready to go back to their life, and that's the exciting part as a clinician, to be able to be a part of that. That's the exciting part.
So, Mr. Welsh, the hospital here, how big is this building? How big is the facility?
Oh, it's 410,000 square feet. It's about 9.5 acres under roof.
Right.
And when you think about that, we have 313 beds. It's about 1/7 of a mile long.
Wow.
From one side to the other. It's a long, big building that extends 3 floors. And so it's a well-designed building for the modern psychiatric care we provide today.
It certainly seems to be on the surface. Now, I know it is because you and I have talked many times about this, about the technology that's gone into this building.
Yes, I mean, we are the state-of-the-art, high-tech hospital, if you will. We have a duress system in case there is an urgent issue that comes in that we're able to call for assistance. We have, of course, our computer system, our phone system. Everything is really state-of-the-art. And we have, what I get tickled about is some of the technology, such as our vacuum tube, sort of like the drive-in bank window.
Oh, yeah.
And so lab specimens go to the lab, pharmacy, sort of delivering to, let's say, a special order back to a nursing care unit. Yeah. That's all through the vacuum tube, just like the drive-in bank window. Wow. And so that's kind of cool. And of course, it's all computer operated and pretty interesting to see work.
I'm sure it is. That's amazing.
I think one of the big additions for this medical center is that we now have equipment for medical care, cardiac monitoring equipment that we did not have in the old facility. So we're going to be able to care for a lot of the medical needs of our patients as well as the psychiatric needs and keep them here versus having to transfer them out to another hospital. So we're looking forward to being able to provide people and their care right here in this one facility.
Well, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Tell me about the staff.
Our staff is probably some of the most dedicated people that you will ever find serving the people, and it's a very difficult job to have. Yes. You know, working with those who are mentally ill, and again, it's human beings caring for human beings, and so we ask our people to step forward and show them the compassion and love that they should, and our staff does that. We have a great staff. We have over 1,000 employees today. And we'll be growing up to about 1,400 over the course of the next year and a half.
So obviously one of the bigger employers of Wayne County.
Oh, indeed.
If not the biggest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except for the Air Force, of course.
Right.
Can't leave them out.
No, can't leave them out.
So with that sort of staff, do any of the staff actually live on premises, or is there a facility for such?
No, none live here. They come from Wayne County and from the surrounding counties all over this area coming here. And I like to say that a lot of them come early in the morning, and some come late into the night to care for our patients here. And it's a dedicated staff, and we couldn't be more proud of them.
It's changed a lot. It's gotten a lot better, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It used to be not quite like that, but thank goodness through knowledge, training, and caring, the staff does indeed do a great job in caring for the.
And it's ongoing. Our in-service, our medical education program that provides ongoing training, the latest, greatest, if you will. So we're doing really what's out there that can be demonstrated to be effective, and coming up with really kind of state-of-the-art, on the edge of what is most useful when we're treating people with this level of illness.
Walk me through, if someone is admitted, whether brought in or self-admission, walk me through what they go through and how they're admitted, and then tell me about the room they're in.
Well, you know, our admissions department processes patients from 38 counties.
Right.
They come to us, and so they come into our admissions department. Most of them that come here are involuntary committed, and they're brought in by sheriff deputies. They go into our admissions department. We receive a lot of referrals from Eastern North Carolina, over maybe 3,000 referrals a year. And we admitted last year probably 600 to 700 people from Eastern North Carolina. And so, but when they come into the admissions department, they're processed there. It takes, a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours to get them through that process to make sure that they're safe and ready to go to their unit. And as Dr. Peters said, we have different units for adolescents, or for the geriatric patients, or long-term patients, or for the adult admissions. We have female and male different units. So we try to make sure that we place the patients in the right place to the care they need and to receive.
How have the rooms changed from the old Cherry to the new Cherry and where the patients are?
Night and day.
Is that right?
Night and day. The buildings that we are currently in, one of the buildings that housed patients was built in 1938, and the rest were built in the 40s. So you're talking about 60-year-old buildings down there. And this whole facility's design was about bringing natural light into this facility. So as you walk through here, you'll see a lot of windows. You'll see a lot of light coming in, which is less confining and uplifting to the patients. So that was the design for this new facility. We don't enjoy that in the old facility now. Again, and back in the 30s, that was not the focus of that.
Right. Light does make a difference. That has a major effect on a patient, doesn't it?
Oh, and just in terms of how you feel.
Yeah.
And we're all about how you feel, and of course how you think and how you act. But the lighter, brighter, more comfortable environment is an important aspect of being attended to. Another part of this hospital provides a level of privacy and respect and dignity that we really would not see in an older facility. Sometimes as many as 4 people sharing a room, and a community shower, restroom setting. Here, the majority of the rooms are private rooms with their own individual adjoining bathroom, shower. So the privacy that it can offer a patient is very different.
As beautiful as this facility is, and the wonderful staff you have here, there's always going to be an issue of some sort. There's always going to be a problem that was perhaps unexpected, something you may run into. What do you anticipate? Or do you anticipate anything?
Well, we stay ready for every eventuality that comes. We have a great clinical team, and we have great supporting staff. And as you think about a hospital every day, you never know what's going to occur each and every day. Every patient brings a different challenge. Each circumstances are different, and so we're always prepared for that. And I think I'm confident our staff is ready to provide excellent care to the people here.
Getting back to the ability to treat illnesses of the patients here as they come in. Of course, mental health is the major issue. But if someone comes in with another illness or something, you're able to handle that right away.
Yes, I mentioned earlier, we've added a lot of medical equipment now. And so if, patients who have mental illness also have physical illness. They have diabetes and heart disease and other things that we also treat. And we actually have a unit called a medical psychiatric unit where we have patients there that are really needing medical care, and we transfer them within this building to that unit for more medical care rather than on the units. And they have different accommodations there, they have regular hospital beds that you would find in any hospital in North Carolina, state-of-the-art beds. And so we're able to provide the care right here at Cherry Hospital.
With the, yes.
Well, I'm saying we have an amazingly developed physical therapy, occupational therapy suite. As our dental clinic is state-of-the-art, as nice as it comes.
A dental clinic?
Yes, indeed, a dental clinic. Our lab is also certified, offers a lot of lab service even to other agencies.
So you're going to have to send out very little, if anything at all.
Yeah, very little.
Very little, if anything, to job it out to someone else.
Right, very little bit of that. There are a few labs, I think, that may get sent out to a regional lab, but even most of our services that way we can do in-house now.
When the original hospital was built and the buildings that are over there now, 1938, I believe, about 80-some years, long time ago, what was the timeline on that? How long did they expect that hospital to last? Any ideas on that?
Well, I think when you build something like this, they look for 50 years for this building, I would imagine. This
one, you feel that they'll probably go 50?
I would think so, yes.
As rapidly as technology is changing. But you do have the very beginning of this technology, and it will age as time goes.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think some of the technology we looked at back in the design phase of this building isn't even being made anymore. So some of that, even at the planning stage, had to be sort of revisited and improved as technology changes in the few years it's taken to put this building together.
So will you be updating the technology as it improves?
Absolutely. That's an ongoing process with us, that we're always evaluating how well it's working and what can we do to improve the care for our patients.
Mr. Welch, you've been CEO here how long now?
Since 2012, as far as full-time here, yes.
And what are your plans?
My plans are to be here to support the staff that are here, to be able to provide care to the people here. I really think this is a public service and something that we are committed to together. We have a great staff like Dr. Peters and our clinical staff, our clinical leader, Dr. Mayo, and our nurse director, Debbie Wall. We have a great clinical team here and a great nursing staff. I'm glad to be a part of them, and I'm hoping to continue to be there.
You know, when the governor was here last, well, it was over 300 people in the seated, and there were the podium. There were several dignitaries, including yourself. But the governor spoke so highly of the staff and you. We have so much to be proud of here at Cherry Hospital.
We really do, and it was nice to have the governor here, and he was very supportive and has been with this hospital in many ways. And so he is a champion, I truly believe, for mental illness. He has tried to allocate some funds this year for more outpatient care for mental illness. And of course, we have this new facility here. You know, this is a hospital of $138 million that the state of North Carolina has invested in. And it's for the people with mental illness. And as you know, we serve as a safety net. We're the place where they come, where their needs cannot be met anywhere else in the outpatient centers throughout North Carolina. So we're their last resort often than when they come to us.
It's wonderful. Any final words, Dr. Peters?
Well, we're tickled to be here. We're excited about this new hospital, and as we're saying, it's often the example we use about a church house. And, you know, a new building at the church is nice, but it's the congregation, it's the staff that really make a church. And it's the same as a hospital. The building, the facility, the grounds are important to us, but it's building this staff, having really a talented clinical team that really takes care of people. And you combine all of that, and you kind of put the best of both, and you have a really good facility.
Let me add, if I may, this Saturday from 10 to 2, we're having Community Day here. We're inviting all the public from Wayne County and surrounding areas to come and see this beautiful facility.
Wonderful.
We'll have guided tours throughout the building. We're also doing recruitment that day for people that are in the healthcare professionals that may be interested in joining Cherry Hospital, nurses, doctors, psychologists, social workers, and people that work in IT and other places. So that day we'll be able to talk with them about employment here as we're growing another 400 employees over the course of time. So we're really looking forward to that day and invite the public to come. It would be great to have them to come. The one thing about this hospital that's different than other hospitals that may be opening, you really can't see this hospital ever again once we take patients into the hospital. Right. They have to be, anyone who comes here will be escorted into the hospital. So we do not have people will not have the ability to be able to see this hospital unless they come between now and the time we move patients in. So we really invite the people to come on this day, on Saturday.
September 10th.
Right, from 10 to 2, be here, and we'll be glad to welcome them and show them this beautiful facility.
Well, that's the only chance they'll have.
That's right.
This Saturday, yeah, 10 to 2. Dr. Steve Peters, thank you so much.
Hey, Wayne,
always
as always.
Good to see you.
Thanks for being here.
Mr. Lucky Welch, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Always
Thank
good to see you,
Good
sir.
to see you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You.
We're at Cherry Hospital in Wayne County, North Carolina. Wayne Goldsboro Television, we are back, and we're at the landfill on Landfill Road, I believe, right?
Yes.
This is South Landfill Road in the southern part of Wayne County. Wayne County Landfill is where we are broadcasting today. Now, today is the 9th, right? What's special about today, Pat?
What is special, Wayne?
I'm glad you asked. Today is Care Bears Share Your Care Day. That's a tongue twister.
Are
Today,
you sure?
well, that's what it says right there. Today is also Opposite Day. Do the opposite of what you normally do. Do the opposite of what you normally do. Do normally you what of opposite thee do. Okay, maybe not. Okay, anyway. Breathing is the exception here. Okay. Today, wait a minute, come back here. You got to hear this. Today is Wonderful Weirdos Day, and that's why Pat walked off the... Why? What? Wonderful Weirdos Day. You don't know any weirdos, do you?
None.
Okay, today is also Banana Day. I like bananas. So have a banana.
Bananas are good for you.
Bananas are very good for you. Today is also Stand Up to Cancer Day, a very important day. All right, if you'll hold that, ma'am. Unless it's
Got
something,
it.
you want to read something there?
No, go ahead.
Okay, you want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
We've got a
What's
trivia
your
question.
trivia?
The trivia question for today, the category is You Bet Your Bottom Dollar. You Bet Your Bottom Dollar. That's the category. You ever heard of a loony?
You're walking off camera.
Oh, hi. I was walking off camera. You ever heard of a loony? Well, it is Weirdo Day. You ever heard of a loony? Okay. In what country in the world, and there's only about 200 nations around everywhere, in what country of the world would you spend a loony? It's actually, it's you know, like in the U.S., a dollar is called a greenback, it's called a buck, it's called a whatever, all right? Yeah, give them $10, you know, something like that, all right? It's a loony is a nickname for a currency in what country? Looney Tune country. No, it's a loony, and you spend it. In what country would that be? We're going to go back to our next interview now. And gee whiz, by the way, I wanted to mention our first interview today was with the two gentlemen out at Cherry Hospital, and I loved going out to Cherry Hospital. That our new Cherry Hospital, we should be so proud of that. Also want to mention tomorrow, as you heard Lucky Welch mention, tomorrow is open house at Cherry Hospital. It's the last time the public will be invited to attend open house at Cherry Hospital. So I tell you what, you will not believe this facility. It is an amazing, amazing facility. I hope you're able to go tomorrow, beginning at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Cherry Hospital, open to the public. Wow, it's great. Go and have a good time. All right, we'll go to our next interview, and it's Vic Miller. We'll be back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today we welcome Vic Miller to the studio from the Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition. Sir.
Thank you.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you. Veterans and Patriots Coalition, tell us about that organization. What do you guys do?
The Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition is kind of the umbrella veterans organization for Wayne County. You're going to see a lot of the same members from the VFW, the American Legion, the Marine Corps League. And the key word is patriots. You know, a lot of veterans organization, you need to be a veteran.
Right.
The Veterans and Patriots Coalition are also including those who just want to be part of the veterans organization here in Wayne County and want to step up and pitch in and help. And it doesn't cost anything. The nice thing about that one is the keyword I like is there's no monthly or yearly dues for
There's
that.
no dues at all.
Yes.
So as long as you're a patriot, you
Yeah,
do
a veteran
not have
or
to be
patriot.
a veteran.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
But Veterans and Patriots Coalition, and an umbrella organization of all the veterans groups
Yes.
in the area.
And if you look at some of the leadership in the group, you'll see a lot of them are on a lot of the other boards too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
or past commanders.
All right. Well, Vic, what brings you in?
Today we talk about the American Legion.
Okay.
It's a special month for the American Legion.
Yeah.
For Wayne County alone, post 11, it is the 97th anniversary
Wow.
of, and if you look at the history of the American Legion, this 97 years old, it just goes to show that the American Legion post here in Wayne County was one of the originals.
That would
So-
be 1919.
Yes, sir.
When it first came opened up here in
Yes.
Wayne County.
Yes, sir.
Now the organization is not much older than that itself, so this is
That's
one of the
exactly,
first.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty amazing. So Todd Doss, the commander down there, the Legion, is putting on a nice little event on Saturday, September 10th.
That's well, today is the 9th. All right, now that means tomorrow it airs. It runs tomorrow
Yes,
at
sir.
the American Legion Hut.
Yes, the American Legion at 1 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to have some barbecue. We're going to have some music. Have a couple of speakers. They're going to have a ribbon cutting for. They have a new booth down there
Oh, great.
that they're going to be opening up, and then they're going to have some bricks for sale. You can have your name on it.
Great.
So if you want to donate or actually buy a brick for the walkway, so it's going to be a neat little event tomorrow.
And everybody's invited to this.
And everybody, yes. In
Everybody.
fact, if you're a member of the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, it's a great learning tool for our kids. A little bit of history of the American Legion and our veterans.
So where is the Post 11? Where is that?
Post 11 is off of 117 South down by the fairgrounds.
Just immediately south of the fairgrounds,
immediately
on the
south.
left there.
Yes, on the left, yeah.
All
And
right.
it's a neat little post. So
It is, yeah.
yeah.
They're right there, the fairgrounds, and then the cemetery, and then the American Legion Post 11 right there on the left, just before
Yes, sir.
the highway divides.
Yes, sir.
And 1 o'clock,
1 p.m. Yes.
and I think you mentioned food. There's barbecue, I think.
It's going to be some barbecue down there, so it's looking to be a pretty good time, and hopefully we get pretty good numbers out there.
That's great. That's great. All right, and again, that's tomorrow, Saturday, September 10th, the American Legion Post 11. Excuse me, on Highway 117 South.
Yes.
Now, tell me, are you a member of the American Legion?
I'm actually no, I'm not actually.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it's probably one of the organizations that I missed.
It's one of those that you're not a member of.
You know,
but it's a great organization.
It is absolutely. You know,
Well,
we
you
do a
can't
lot
belong
of
to
work.
all of them.
And,
you know?
and that's what I say too. You know,
can't belong to
I looked
everything.
at when I got out, when I retired 4 years ago. I said,
Marine.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
But when I retired, I joined a lot of organizations just because I wanted to get involved.
Yeah.
And it just got to be every time I turned around, I had a meeting. Every time I turned around, I had dues that were due.
Yeah.
You know, and I just so I narrowed it down to a couple, and then I'm just going to stick with that.
Well, you can only spread yourself so thin.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you start joining everything, then you won't be able to accomplish.
Well,
a
I
whole
found out I was busier than I was when I was on active duty. So,
That's right. That's
so
right.
I had to take a break, and you know, but it doesn't mean we can't help each other out either.
Oh, no,
So,
of course
and we
not.
still do a lot of work, especially with the coalition, with the American Legion, and other organizations like the VFW, you know, and the Marine Corps League. They do a lot of work together also.
Yes, they do.
So, and
Yeah.
a lot of fundraising. So.
And that's one reason that we have such great organizations here in Wayne County, is because they do work so well together.
Exactly. Yes.
Now, the coalition itself, you mentioned in the beginning that you do not have to be a veteran.
No.
That there are no dues paid, but now you meet on a regular basis.
Yes, we do. We meet on the fourth Thursday of every month at the Veterans Service Office off of 2001 East Ash Street.
Right,
So-
that's in the old Nash Printing Company building
Yes,
there,
it is.
near the senior center.
Yes, the Peggy
Seeger Senior Center.
Yes, sir.
Right there on the left. So you meet the fourth Thursday.
Fourth Thursday at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So
And-
please come on down if you want to get involved. And there, I'll tell you what, we have a really busy schedule coming up for the next couple of months.
I have seen, you send us a list each month
Yes,
of, of all the meetings that are taking place. This is really a busy time.
Yes, it is.
So what do you guys have going on?
Well, actually, September 17th, Dennis Lewis he is not a veteran, but he's a huge supporter of our veterans here in Wayne County. Dennis Lewis has provided the food for the Purple Heart Banquet for up until last year. You know, I've sat down and talked to him. I've had the pleasure of knowing him, and he's a great American. He is actually going to be, he lives there off of Perkins Road. And Saturday, September 17th, he is actually going to be putting up a cross with a yellow ribbon. And on that cross, he's going to have 41 names on that cross. And the 41 names are the North Carolinians that are still missing in action in Vietnam.
Wow.
So we're going to have a color guard. We're going to have a kind of a little deal out there. We're going to have a speaker. So hopefully it's going to be a pretty good deal. And and that's going to be at 11 o'clock Saturday morning.
These 41 names of those still MIAs are, they're from all over North Carolina.
All over North Carolina,
All over
yes.
the state. Now, there's still 41 missing in
Still
action.
41 MIA in Vietnam. So, and to me, that's a great thing. You never forget, and like I said, he's a huge patriot and a great American. So for those of you interested, he lives off of 786 Perkins Road down off of Pikeville. So
And that's Saturday the 17th.
Saturday the 17th
That's a
at
week from
11
tomorrow.
o'clock.
A
Yes,
week
sir.
from tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
We would, I do not want to miss mentioning that, that this Sunday is September 11th.
Yes. September 11th, yeah, that's, wow, 15 years ago. And, you know, I think it's our generation. I look at the generation prior to the greatest generation, my grandfather's generation, you know, Chief Petty Officer Jim Bruman. You know, he and I talk about 9/11 after that happened, obviously. And, you know, until last year when we lost him, we talked about this. And, you know, you look at that generation, every one of them could tell you where they were on December 7th.
Yes.
What were we doing when Pearl Harbor was attacked?
Sure.
Where they were, what they were doing. And I think our generation now we can tell you exactly what were we doing the day the Twin Towers were hit on September 11th, 2001. So, and just like December 7th, and we've talked about this before, I think we should remember September 11th as we remember December 7th and any other attack that we've had against Americans on American soil.
Absolutely.
And that's huge. I think, you know, to be one of the greatest, most powerful countries in the world, for an enemy to have the courage and have the, you know, to attack us in our backyard. I mean, that's pretty brave.
That is.
Not very smart.
It's not
add.
smart. No, it's not.
It's not, but it's pretty brave. And you know, it launched us into the past 15 years of war.
I would have to venture to say, Vic, that there are many, many people who studied, or perhaps even didn't study. If they'd studied, they'd know. But if they are not aware of how close North Carolina came to being attacked by the German submarines off the coast of North Carolina back during World War II.
Yep.
And the Japanese off the coast of Washington State and Oregon coast, and back during World War II. People don't realize how close we were to being involved.
Yes, exactly.
In our own backyard, as you say.
You know, for those of you, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and if you go up and down Oregon, up on the coast of Oregon and Washington State, just like Fort Macon here, down here in North Carolina, you know, if you actually go up and down the coast of North Carolina, you're going to see lookout post.
Yeah.
And it's like a Fort Macon. And I've visited Fort Macon. I'm like, wow, it's almost a mirrored image of the West Coast of, like you said, looking out for the German submarines or looking out for the Japanese submarines. And because you're right, you're absolutely right. They obviously got the intel from somewhere.
They did.
And so it was a viable threat, and they had to look at it. And it's kind of amazing. History, I love history. History is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
If people would look back and study it a little closer, there was actually a German submarine captured off the coast of North Carolina.
Yes.
Yes,
there
captured,
was.
And the crew was brought ashore. And they were in North Carolina.
Absolutely. Yep.
But which is also a very interesting history, and nobody talks about that anymore.
Well, you know, and that's our responsibility. And I've said this ever since we met. I think it's a responsibility as us as parents, you know, as teachers, as educators, to never forget, educate it, because, you know, I always, you know, one of my favorite presidents once said, he goes, freedom is one generation away from extinction. Right. And, you know, you never know. I mean, we got to continue, and we got to learn from our mistakes, learn not to repeat them. And I think, those who don't learn from our mistakes are destined to be doomed forever.
No question about it.
So,
absolutely no question. All right. Tomorrow, American Legion Hut, Highway 117 South, just immediately south of the fairgrounds.
yes.
Next Saturday on Perkins Road.
Yes, 786 Perkins Road
786
at
Perkins
11
Road.
o'clock. Yes.
All right. Vic Miller is with the Veterans and Patriots Coalition here in Wayne County. Vic, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Wayne.
buddy.
I appreciate it.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
Wayne Goldsboro Television here at the landfill on South Landfill Road in southern Wayne County. Well, today is Friday, and look, we've talked about how important it is to be wearing seatbelts. Now, if you're doing any traveling this weekend, I certainly hope you're wearing your seatbelt. Seatbelts save lives. It's proven. So think about your family. Think about how important it is that you protect your family. Think about how important it is to your family to protect yourself. Always wear a seatbelt, especially when you're inside the vehicle. Okay? Just want to see if you were listening. Okay.
Always.
And you heard Vic mention a few moments ago about Wayne County American Legion Post 11. That's tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon rather, beginning at 1 o'clock, ribbon cutting at 3, lots of food, lots of entertainment. Also tomorrow, there's going to be a harvest sale and supper at Providence United Methodist Church. The plates are $8 for barbecue or turkey. Barbecue or turkey. Eat in beginning at 4:30, take out beginning at 4:30. You can eat in up until 7 o'clock, and you can take out up until 7:30. $8 a plate, barbecue or turkey at Providence United Methodist Church. And I can't remember the name of the road. Providence United Methodist Church is on Providence Church Road. Harvest sale starts at 7 p.m. Have a good time. Thank you, Olivia. All right, got a catfishing tournament coming up, rather. This is for youngsters, ages 5 to 15, coming up on the 24th of September. More coming up on that a little later on. Let's take a quick look at the answer to our trivia question, if you'll be so kind. Now, what country out of all 200 countries in the world would you say has a currency that they affectionately call the loonie?
No clue.
That would be Canada. Canada, and it's close to $1. It's the Canadian dollar is referred to as a loonie. So this loonie's got to go, and that one has too. So we got to get out of here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Hope you're able to join us every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., at noon, and again at 5:30 p.m. here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm going to say that again. Until then, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, and I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I said it 3 times.